with regard to the astro-theological perspective of intuitively observable celestial phenomena, a spell-binding splinter of the collective unconscious has endured centuries of totalitarian sorcery. As we live through a time where this testable true earth revelation often induces a complete shock to the core, the awakening of the masses seeks a binding agent to connect us all back to the absolute truth about this realm. Step closer into the veil and unleash truly magic properties by accessing realms beyond, not with a billionaire's rocket ship, but with the power that's always existed within you to do so all along. School prisons and money-hungry colleges were never going to tell you anything about this. This book is crucial.
Rumble YouTube family, what's good? What's happening? It's been a while. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm not going to keep y'all too long. I understand this was a last minute tasking on my end. So for that, mea culpa, I apologize. First and foremost, before I even get started and doing anything, let me shout the Foundry out. Let me say what's up to y'all. Centero, what's happening, man? Long time no see. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Lord Racer, what's good, man? Lord Racer always changing his name somehow. I don't know how, man, but it looks like you do. But still good to see you. Still, plain and simple truth. Welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you, Brian Roy. King Roy's in the Foundry. Good to see you, man. Hell yeah, welcome, welcome. All right, plain and simple truth. Nate X. Nate X. Good to see you, man. Nate X is here. Good to see you, Brian Roy, Nate X, Tourette 3006. Good to see you, Tourette. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Welcome, welcome. Just bear with me, y'all. Let's see. Ryan S, man. Long time no see. I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't been online. I've been striking at the iron while it was hot, while it's still hot, and I have to take advantage of these times that I have away from the web in getting certain things done. There are a lot of things, a lot of moving parts, y'all. So please, I know I've been saying that for the last few months. Some things take a little bit of time and a lot of work. So that's where I've been. So you guys see a logo. I don't know if you guys saw it, but in case you might have missed it, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to flash it real fast. It might cover up my face. I don't know. Some of you guys are probably like, thank goodness. You know what I'm saying? But there it is. Right there is we got a little bit of a logo action going on right there. That's for the Hours of Old World Ruins instructions, but I'll kind of talk on that for a little bit. I'm not going to make that the show though. Just talk on it for a little bit, but still shouting out those that are in the Foundry today. Good to see you again, Ryan S. I didn't want to steal that light from you, man. Always a pleasure. Lord Racer Walker, Harmon Walker, Mr. Walker. Good to see you, Harmon. Welcome, Harmon. Welcome to the Foundry. Harmon is back, y'all. He's back, safe and sound, back in Vegas again, or Nevada, or they call it Nevada, whatever, man. Nevada. You know what I'm saying? He's back in Nevada. I like to say back in Vegas because anytime I think of Nevada, I think of Las Vegas. But Harmon's back. He had a good road trip on my behalf. You know, he came to visit me when I graduated and stuff, and gave me and my family all well wishings, man. Everybody was happy to see Harmon. Everybody liked Harmon. Nobody was surprised that I would have a friend like Harmon. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was like, yeah, it checks. You would have a friend like him. But everybody liked him. They liked him a lot. You know what I'm saying? And he got along real well with my family. So shout out to you, Harmon, man. Thanks for joining me on that special day. Me and my family and everything else like that. Shout out to you. And thank God that you're back home, safe, in one piece. You know what I'm saying? Good on you, man. Good on you. Anonymous, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome. Anonymous is here with us. D-Man, welcome, D-Man. And thank you for that donation, by the way, D-Man. And by the way, with the donation, I'd also like to thank, along with you, D-Man, thank you again for the donation. I'd like to thank J-Bird. Jeremy Bird, thank you, Jay Bird. I really appreciate that. And anybody that's been given, it could be 2 cents. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Any piece of coinage works. This thing is coming together slowly but surely is really what matters, and it's an amazing piece of work by an amazing group that's making a lot of headway in getting this stuff done. Again, thank you for the donation, man, and many prayers to you and many thanks to you. You got a lot coming your way. Uh, Thank you again. Can't thank you enough. Chris Allen, welcome, sir. Welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. It's always a pleasure, sir. Always a pleasure. JJ's in the foundry. Good to see you, JJ. And guys, I know I haven't said it in a while, but listen, if you have a channel, please drop your channel in here as a plug. Let everybody have access to your stuff. Do not wait on me. Just drop it. Just it should be on automatic. Soon as you come in here, don't even say nothing. Just drop your link so everybody got access to it. Good to see you, JJ. Always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure. Always Coca-Cola. Remember that? Back in the day, always Coca-Cola. I remember that little jingle. Dr. Bass Ackwards, good to see you, sir. Dr. Bass, I haven't seen you really I haven't really seen you on as of late, but still doesn't matter. I haven't seen you on, but I'm seeing you now, so welcome, Mr. Left-handed. How many left-handed people we got in here? I think we got Dr. Bass Ackwards. That's the only left-handed person that I know of in here right now. Mm. And it's a pleasure to have you. Whether you're left-handed or right-handed, it's still a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you all for your viewership. I don't care if it's um, a destra or sinestra. Doesn't matter to me. But I find it interesting for you guys that are right-handed, or rather that for you guys that are left-handed. You know what's funny is my oldest brother. He's the one that he's a globe earther. He calls me, foolish for being a flat earther and stuff like that. But I told you, he's a real smart guy, very mathematic minded type dude. Um, and he writes. He's like good at everything, right? He could write, he could draw. He's really smart and everything. But he's a right-handed person, right? Um, but he can also write with his left hand, and he could write very, very well, and he could draw and everything else very well with his left hand. Matter of fact, he does it from time to time when he teaches. He goes up on his dry erase board, he'll write with his right hand, and then if he's preoccupied with his or if he's preoccupied with his right hand, he'll just switch it up and write and draw and do everything else with his left. It's one of the craziest things that I get to witness myself, and it's like I've got the strangest people in my family. Super talented, but still strange. I just find left-handed people remarkable, strictly because I look at it like this, right? The majority of people, it just is this way. The majority of people in this world are right-handed people. It is what it is. Doesn't matter. But why? Why is it like that? Centero 59, it doesn't surprise me that your uncle is like that. There are just some people like that. But with you, because I know you could draw, your uncle might have shown you how to draw. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. But he's probably it doesn't surprise me if your uncle is like that though. You know what I'm saying? And it's probably a strange thing to witness too. But left-handed people, I've just come to realize, live in a right-handed world. They try to say, oh, left-handed people make better lovers and shit like that. They're super smart. I don't think left-handed people are more smart or less smart than right-handed people. It's just the survival mechanism. I feel it's kind of like this. I'm short. I like to consider myself a midget, but shout out to all the short people, all the not tall people, right? I'm one of them, right? I'm a short dude. But what that does is it's made me have to adapt to tall people things, right? For example, when I was a kid, I would have to climb a lot of stuff, and I didn't mind doing it. I didn't use no phone book or nothing like that, or I didn't use chairs to climb on stuff. I jumped on things and I pushed myself up and I climbed things just to, get the box of cereal or something like that. Sometimes I fell and I fucked myself up, but I learned. Um, Ultimately, what that did was that made me an exceptionally strong person, right? um to this day, I'm not, it's not a brag thing. It's just part of my upbringing and how what I needed to overcome in order to get what I wanted. I needed to adapt, right? And because I adapted, it left me with I'm not going to say a gift, but I tend to do things more like I can knock out 25 pull-ups no problem. Dead hang, Navy style, Navy SEAL style pull-ups all the way down, all the way back up, chin over the bar, back down, all the way back up, chin over the bar, right? Um might not be able to do it now. I'm tired of shit. I just came from freaking mowing the lawn with my damn weight vest on, and I'm a little exhausted. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little gassed. So I might be able to knock out 20 right now. But I'm saying because of that, because I am vertically challenged, right? It made me adapt. Same thing with left-handed people. Left-handed people, because the world is skewed to right-handed folks, it is what it, or maybe it's just America. I don't know. My assumption is that that's the world at large, right? That most people are right-handed people. What that makes you do is it makes you do even the slightest thing, because you have to adapt to a right-handed world. You just do things different. You just do. And it's natural. It doesn't make you any smarter. It makes you force yourself to adapt in order to function in the kind of world that you live in. It's a natural progression. Like anything else, it's natural, right? So because of that, I have an attract. I guess you could say, is that an aversion? No, I think you could say an attract, not an attraction, but I'm intrigued by those people that are left-handed, by people that do uh, well with the left, maybe not so much with the right, but do things with their left, right? And it's made me like it's gotten me to catalog like people. Like I might not even know your name, but I know the hand that you write with. I might not remember your name or nothing else about you, but I'd be like, but you are a left-handed person, right? Some left-handed people still, when they write, like especially on dry erase, they wind up with this stuff on their hands, right? And it's crazy, but it is what it is. Um, a lot of the women that I've been very cool with are left-handed women. Strange. They have to adapt to a right-handed person, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. It's just something that I've noticed, and it's something that I think requires a little bit more study, because I'm not going to do the full study. I'll tell you that straight off the jump. But I think if somebody were to take on the task, maybe somebody has already. I don't know. I do know. I think it's August 13th. Somebody might look it up, especially D Man. Hey, Vlad, that day is actually, you know, D Man's gonna. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I think left-handers day is like August 13th, and D Man is gonna come in with the correct day. You know how he does. D Man's gonna be like, hey Vlad, by the way, you know, left-handers day is actually August 15th. Be like, all right, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that is my little treatise, I guess you could say, on left-handed people. It is what it is, man. Shout out to my left-handed folks, especially you, Dr. Bass. Shout out to you. I ain't got no problems with you, man. It's just my love and appreciation, left-handed people. Um, yeah. Oh, along with being right-handed, when we write, I notice when we write from left to right. Um, I know in Japan, in when you write in hiragana, you write like from top to bottom. Hiragana is, Japanese writing. Like if you were to put different styles of Asian writing, like whether it's Japanese writing, Chinese writing, Vietnamese writing, Thai, right? I could tell you the difference, or Korean, right? I could tell you the differences, which is which, right? But the Japanese, I think they write from top to bottom, right to left, which is why if you were one of those weirdos back in the day that loved reading manga, right? Didn't even know what the hell they were saying. You was just looking at the pictures and hoping that you got the plot of the story. But you would open it a lot of times because we're American, we're used to opening books and reading them from left to right. So that means the first page or the binder, the binding, right, is opening, And when you open it, it opens left to right. Everything else, left to right, left to right, left to right. Japan, not so much. Japan, you open it from right, and then you're opening to the left, to the left, to the left, just like the Beyonce song. To the left, to the left. Open up the book from the right to the left. She doesn't say that. She says everything you own from the right, from the box to the left. But you know what I'm saying. So in Japan, it's backwards. Also, in your Semitic countries as well, right? Um, your Arab speaking countries and your Arab like publications and stuff like that, they're the same. Like the whatchamacallit books, they're pretty much the same. You open from right to left. You read from right to left. Strange. Why it's like that? I don't know. I don't know. I almost feel as if the reason it's like this is because everything in nature, maybe it should, maybe everything in nature, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe everything in nature should be going from right to left. Maybe everything in nature, just like the sun, goes from east to west. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just missing the mark altogether. It's just something I've observed. I find that very interesting, and part of the reason I pay so much attention to it is because it's easy to look at. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to observe. It's easy to just see things like that. I don't have to do too much digging, and it's just readily available. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. It is what it is. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's talk about the hours real fast. Shout out again to everybody that's been donating to the hours. If you don't know, the hours is close. We are we're $2,000 away. $2,000 away. I am going to post up a little of something for the people that helped and those of that are going to help and everything else. You'll see something here soon. You'll see the shot across the bow. But if you would like to donate, boom, here it is. Either PayPal and or Cash App. You can donate that way. But we're getting close, baby. Baby, we are close. This thing, it's coming together and it's coming together rather well. So um the hours, it's doing its thing. It's looking really good. Of course, like I said, you saw the logo earlier. Jay Bird, I know you're checking in. I shouted you out earlier, but you probably didn't hear it again. Shout out to you. Thank you for that donation. And everybody else that's been donating, and everybody that's donated once, like, I appreciate that. You don't have to sit there donating again. It's a continual thing. Like, I continue to put into the app because I know it's going I believe in it, right? I know it's something that we can all use, everybody. Flat earth person, globe earth person, it's a person app. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Yes, so there's that. All right. So today's topic, it is about what I found on on um on the interactive map. What I found on Google Earth. Uh I don't know if you could see this. Actually, you may be able to find this on ArcGIS, unclassified ArcGIS, but ArcGIS is a little bit hairy right now. So I went to Google Earth because it's a little bit faster. It's a little bit more robust. Um, ArcGIS tends to give me a little bit more moving parts. So if I'm using this for on a tactical nature, I would use ArcGIS, not Google Earth, because that is more of a Gen Sur type tool. Um, let me see. Let's see. So recently, I don't. I'm sure you guys know this, but if you go, everybody knows what a bastion fort is, correct? Bastion Fort is another name for Star Fort. So if you were looking up Star Forts online, you'd be doing yourself a grave injustice strictly because Star Forts are hard to find online. That's because the normal name is Bastion Fort. Star Fort is the name that we give it, right? It's the, I guess you could say, the colloquial name, whatever. But we give it the name Star Fort, which is fine. It is what it is. It's cool. But what you want to do is start calling them bastion forts. Bastion forts are the forts that you see, the star forts everywhere, the freaking Governor's Island out in New York, Liberty Island out in New York, right? Those things like that, bastion forts. If you put in bastion forts, you will have a cornucopia of bastion forts that you could look up online. They'll be readily available to you, all that stuff. Anyway, saying all that to say that if you go in Google Earth and you start just picking these places island by island in the the West Indies or the Caribbean, you will see bastion forts everywhere. Now, as a kid growing up, the thing that I was taught, that, and I'm sure many everybody else was taught the same thing, is that bastion forts were made by the Spanish. Bastion forts were made by the Europeans, right? And the reason they were made was they served as forts, right? They served as places where they could put their cannons and everything to protect the coast. Fine. Uh, Us in the true Earth realm, we're starting to see that maybe that's not the case. A few years back, I went to damn Stanford University, and I saw, I went to go see the Urbano Monte map and everything else. It was cool, but then I took a break for like 45 minutes, and I was looking at the rest of the Rumsey Library section, which is huge, right? It's an expansive area, wing of the library, and I saw a map of Paris. Paris is, if you've never seen Paris from like a bird's eye view, it is a bastion fort. All of Paris is a bastion fort. It is the most crazy thing I had ever witnessed in my life. Obviously, I didn't witness it in real life through a bird's eye view, but I saw it on paper. That it's a bastion fort. All of Paris is like that. So if you were to go to Google Earth, right, and you were to look up bastion forts in Paris or in France, right? But in within the confines of Paris, because France is big and Paris is just a city, kind of like New York City or Manhattan and Queens, the boroughs of New York within New York City, right? Um, you would see that it is blurred out. The bastion forts of Paris are blurred out. And this is a video that I done shortly after I got back from Stanford University to see the map. It's just I guess you could say that was just an added bonus of me going to see the map. In that video as well, I had Stefan, who, shout out to Stefan from Austria. I haven't seen you in a while, Stefan. So anytime, man, I'd love to see you here. You are an amazing guest. Love to have Stefan back. Stefan, Stefan lives in Austria, and he mentioned a lot of the bastion forts and a lot of the other strange stuff going on in Austria as far as digging up old world things and everything else, and how old Austria is. But it mirrors much of what I found in Paris. Now, I'm just talking about that right now, simply so I could kind of till the earth, get y'all's minds prepped for what I'm about to show you in Haiti, right? And let me show y'all. Now, I know that Haiti has bastion forts, but I didn't know that the bastion forts were. I didn't know that they had that many bastion forts in Haiti. I just didn't. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll go ahead. I'm gonna allow that right there. Let y'all get in on this right here. Let me know if you can see it. I hope you can. I think you can. I think you can. So, a couple of things. This is the easy way to spot Haiti on the map, right? Okay, so you come to Florida. No, I'm not going to Miami. I don't know why I clicked on that. One of my favorite places on earth, man. Florida, right? I love Miami. I love Miami, little Haiti, Fort Lauderdale area, all that stuff, man. Love Florida. Love Jax. Man, I used to live out in Jax. I love that place, man. But this part of the world, this part of America, I absolutely am in love with it. Love Florida. Shout out to all my Florida people out there. Now, you have Cuba right here, right? Between Cuba and Florida is where you're going to find the Tropic of Cancer. So if you find around 23 and a half north, that's going to be your Tropic of Cancer. The 23 and a half north, right? So you see 24.2. Right here is where your Tropic of Cancer begins, around here. Cutting right through here, cutting right through the Bahamas and stuff, right? Then you come down to Cuba. Haven't even looked at Cuba yet, but these little blue marks are places that I've decided to kind of cover, right? Okay. So the places in question today, hold on, I want to give you guys the whole map right here. So the places in question today are going to be Fort Décidé, Timadum, and Fort Innocent, right? So obviously the words that you hear that are common are fort, fort, and fort, right? Apparently in Haiti, you've got two Fort Décidés, and you know the other forts that I mentioned as well, but they're within close proximity of one another. That's the crazy part. Okay, so we're not going to go here, but we're going to go. I think this is it. No, that might not be it. No, not that one. Okay, and Fort Doko. Okay, so I'm going to show you real fast. Here's Tissou, Fort Décidé. All right, so you have two. If you look right here, you see Fort Décidé. That's one, Fort Décidé, right here. But then you have another Fort Décidé up here. I have no idea why, but they call it a fortress. Okay. Okay, but let's start with the Fort Décidé down here. Check it out. Fort Décidé. This is the outside of it, right there. When you look right there, and just make sure that you get the coordinates, okay? So there goes the coordinates. If you want to screenshot it, it's 19.26 north by negative 72.51 west. All right. That's in Haiti. And that's Fort Décidé. And then what we're going to do is we're going to scroll in. All right. We're going to zoom in. So you see this right here. Here's one star fort. Right there's Fort Décidé. Fort Décidé. We're going to call it Fort Décidé South. Okay. Now, what can you use as your point of reference? I guess these little things that look like dried up hay, right? On the road, that's what they look like from here. But I'm sure when you're on the ground, it doesn't look like that at all. But this right here, I guess you could use as your point of reference to remember, hey, Fort Décidé South. But there's no water around here. I don't see no water around here. Okay. So Fort Décidé South. And then we're going to scroll up and then we're going to go to Fort Innocent right here. Fort Innocent. Here's another one. This one looks like it's been destroyed. Damn near, right? This one looks like it's been destroyed, but here's another remarkable feature is that it's pointing northeast. It's pointing towards the northeast. I want you guys to remember that, where it's pointing. Fort Innocent right here, right? Fort Innocent, Fort Décidé. That's two. Here's Fort Madame, or they call T Madame. And in Creole, anybody that's Haitian, you know, if they call you T Jojo, it's little Jojo. T Michel, it's little Michael. T Francois, it's little Francois. Anytime it's like Mike Jr., Fred Jr. You know what I'm saying? In the community, we like saying Lil Brian, Lil Ray, right? You just call the younger of the two or the smaller of the two little, right? And so this is the same thing. This is T Madame, little Madame, right? T Madame in Haiti. Here's another one. Same thing, pointed to the northeast right here, or at least that's what it looks like. But here's another star fort. It looks like it's been destroyed as well. or it's not hiding too well with the shrubbery. It's a mix between bad land and shrubbery. It looks dry as hell over here. So that's Fort Innocent down there. There's Fort Décidé further south. T Madame right here. Fort Doko right here, pointed to the northeast. Again, here's another one pointed to the northeast. Fort Doko right there. So T Madame south, Fort Doko right here. And then north of Fort Doko, another Fort Décidé right here. This one pointed north, then this one pointed east, but pointed up. But this one pointed north. Some would argue northwest, sure. Fort Décidé again. So you have two Fort Décidés, Fort Décidé north and Fort Décidé further south. Fort Décidé down here, right? Then you got a whole bunch of Haitiization going on over here. I know I'm just messing around with the words Haitiization. Now, it's not to show you the star forts that got my attention. Not at all. But rather, I want you guys to take a look at this. It's what's around the star forts that got my attention. I got a question for y'all. You guys get a screenshot of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that right there. I want you guys to get a screenshot of that. That's called OWRS in Haiti. So there goes the coordinate 19.27 north by negative 72.51 west. So make sure you get that screenshot if you need it. That's it right there. I want you guys to take a good look at that. Take a good look at it. This area right here, specifically. And this area right here. I don't know if you guys could see it, but I'm zooming in so y'all could see that. And this is what's coming up on Google Earth in Haiti. This is what's coming up. Google Earth in Haiti, y'all. And Haiti's one of those places that Google Earth isn't like going to really, they're not going to hide too much of the wilderness in Haiti, because not that Haiti hasn't been explored, but Haiti is in such a wreck because of the fingerprints that the US government has destroyed Haiti. Absolutely decimated, destroyed Haiti. They brought AIDS to the country. They assassinate the leadership. They've been assassinated the leadership since the early 1900s. This is the doings, the comings and the goings of the US government. Sorry to say, I work for these dudes, man, but I'm going to call a square square and a strike, man. These dudes did Haiti dirty. They've been doing Haiti dirty for years. So Google Earth just figures Haiti's a rundown third world country, while the U.S. government, France, and the like just rape the shit out of them and steal all the resources from under their noses. But I'm saying all that to say that Haiti is full of these anomalies. They're just here. So now it brings me to a place where I'm wondering, okay, I think that's enough. I gave you guys the coordinates and you guys could see for yourself everything everything else. Let me get that thing on there, because just looking at that, it's a little bit annoying just looking at that. Anyway, but I wanted to bring that to you guys' attention, simply because If you looked at the island to the north, you have Cuba. I don't know where exactly, but you know, people have been saying for years that there are pyramids, there are these things underneath the water in and around Cuba specifically. Um, I don't know. I've never dived in those waters. Don't even know if that's the right word, but you know what I'm trying to say. I've never plunged in those waters to tell you whether that's true or not. Um, but the saying is that there are anomalies underwater in and around Cuba. My question is it between the water of Cuba and Haiti? Or could it be between Florida and Cuba? Either way, they're close. It's close. I'm saying that because now I'm seeing this anomaly in the mountains of Haiti that I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. Maybe Santero, I don't know. Maybe it's something that you're familiar with, right? Maybe there are things in the DR that you know of that maybe I don't know of, that maybe you could help me along. Maybe you could help us along in figuring this out. You might be familiar with things like that in Haiti. I don't know, right? I haven't been to Haiti in ages. It's been years since I've been there. And I've never seen that place in real life. I've only seen that from a bird's eye view through Google Earth, right? But I'm starting to notice that. And here's the crazy part. A lot of times when it comes to these star bastions, these bastion forts, right? Um, they tend to be around water. They tend to be around water. Now, one of the things I like to call Haiti, I like to say the whole island of I guess you could say Hispaniola, right? The whole island of Haiti and the Dominican Republic, Hispaniola, right? If we zoom out, let me bring you guys back. I'm gonna bring y'all back and I'm gonna show y'all what we're seeing here. Hold on. Ah, there we go. I want to make sure y'all could see it. Okay, if we zoom out, okay, here's Haiti. Okay, it looks like, it almost looks like the face of a salmon when they're in heat. It looks like the face of a salmon fish when it's in heat, like the protruding jaw right here, the hook, top of the mouth right there, and a piece of food right there, or maybe even a tongue, right? So this right here, and so if you don't know, right, Haiti and the DR are on the same landmass, but the island is split almost in half. The DR owns the more westerly half right here between this more prominent line right here, and Haiti owns the eastern side of this line right here. This belongs to Haiti, which actually it belongs to the US now because Haiti is not running anything, to be honest with you. All right. And then right here, this is Cuba. All of this is Cuba. All that's Cuba. Haiti, Cuba. Where they found those things, I think it might have, where they found those anomalies, I think it might have been around here. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody knows in the chat. Maybe you can help me out. Now, I'm talking about these weird things in Haiti because you have a group of people that of these islands are the natives of the islands. I know Centero, you can't say nothing. I know you know. Don't say nothing, Centero. Centero, I already know you know. You can't say nothing. Centero can't answer. That's cheating. No, Rocco Marco. Marco, how you doing, sir? Good to see you, Marco. No, Haiti shares an island between the DR. DR is on the west. Haiti is on the east. Excuse me. I apologize. Haiti is on the west. DR is on the east. I apologize. I'm sorry. I can't even now. I'm talking about left hand, right hand. Don't even know my east from my west, my right from my left. So no, Haiti's on the eastern part where it looks like a big mouth with a little island, and then the DR has like the mass of the island on the east side. So, um, okay, time's up. If you don't know the Taino, the Taino Indian, right? So many of those islands in there were run by the natives that were of that region. They're the Taino. So you might hear Puerto Ricans call themselves. They say, I'm uh, his Spanish, I'm African, and I'm Taino. And then you're like, I don't know what the hell a Taino is, right? Or um, you might have heard, if you didn't hear of Taino Indian, you may have heard of Arawaks, the Arawaki tribe of natives in and around that region. They made up much of that part of America. Taino or Arawak. Yep, that's right, Anonymous. There we go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think the way it works is Taino is like a branch. Yeah, and yeah, that's right. We all have Taino blood. So like Taino is like a is falls under the umbrella of the Arawak. And yeah, it's because I know my family, we ass ton of Taino in my family. You know, we Haitian. You know what I'm saying? Every Haitian has Taino in them. Every Dominican has Taino in them. You know, mm, mm. And the Caribs and the Caribs were cannibals. No, they ain't eat people. No, they wasn't no cannibals. Nope. Mm-mm. They ain't eat no people like that. No, that island is self-sustaining. A lot of those islands in the West, actually, all those islands in the West Indies. Anytime I say West Indies, I say I'm talking about the Caribbean. A lot of all those islands in the Caribbean, they are they're self-sustaining. Them things got food, they got everything. Food for days, like produce for days. Um Sugar cane, of course, obviously. I love sugar cane. You can find that. It's amazing over there. Works into a visual. I gotta check that out. Level Plane Productions. Shout out to you. Haven't seen that. Yeah, we're from the Venezuela. Caribs were from the Venezuela area. Yeah, yeah. So much of that, like I would go as far as to say all of South America before they got whitewashed by the Spanish and the Germans and everybody else that was melanin deficient. Many of them okay, I'm not even going to give a history lesson or nothing like that. But all of that was melanated, heavily melanated with a Taino, right? With a native population with I don't even know if they call them Taino down there, or even Arawak, but a native people. Um, but that was much of we know because that's where I'm from. I am not from South America, or my family's not from South America. We from the West Indies, so I could tell you about or a little bit. I'm sure Santero could tell you a little bit more than I could about the Taino and the Arawak, the native population that lived there. Now, saying all that, it's because those star forts that are up and around that area. And here's the thing, they're like a mile, maybe 2 miles apart, right? If you were to go from one to the next, if you were to go from Deside to Doko to Timadam to uh Deside to Innocent, and Innocent to Deside again, right? To Deside South. They're like a mile, 2 miles apart. Not that far apart if you were to take a direct route. or if you were to fly a drone from one to the next. And I'm not talking about taking a windy road. But these things are like a mile apart. Now, the reason I'm saying this and why I'm harping on it so much is because one thing I notice about star forts, maybe not all star forts, but the majority, vast majority of the star forts that I've seen, they're around water. They're always around water. They're surrounded by water or they're near water, right? Always, 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 every time I get to see them. I always see them like that. I look up here in that part of Haiti, there's zero water around any of them. Zero water. Why is that important? Well, let's look at this right here. Now, I want to bring this to your attention real quick. Y'all already know it. I think y'all already know what I'm going to do. Make sure y'all could see that. Can y'all see that? Y'all know where I'm at. Y'all know I like to do this. Love going on Urbano Monte's map. Okay. Here's a place that we're familiar with. We are familiar with Cuba, Florida, and Haiti. We're familiar with these places. And here's another thing. Here's another thing that I want you guys to remember too. When they talk about the South Pole, the North Pole is moving, the poles are moving. Guess what? They say the poles are moving like an inch per year or something like that. A few inches or a foot per year, some nonsense like that. Remember where I said the equator was? Between what? Florida and the DR, right? And the equator is where? Or not the equator, excuse me, the Tropic of Cancer. I apologize. It's never going to change. Here's your Tropic of Cancer. 23 and a half, 23, 24. It's never going to change. It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. These things have not changed. They have not changed at all. Right? And now let's go to Haiti. Remember how Haiti has that top part, that protrusion that sticks out? Well, Haiti's not the Haiti of from 420 years ago. This is a totally different Haiti. Or back then they called it Hispaniola. Or what he called it, Isola de Española, right? The island of Spaniola. And it wasn't, split in half, Hispaniola. I think at one time, they called the whole island Saint-Domingue. And if you hear the word Haiti, or that's what the natives called it, Haiti, which is what the people of Haiti call it now, and it sounds like Haiti. It means lands of high mountains. It means lands of mountains where there's mountains, right? Because when we looked at what I showed on Google Earth, all you saw was mountains. All you saw was mountains, right? Much of Haiti is very mountainous. I would imagine, and if you look at this map right here, it's showing you the same thing. Much of Hispaniola back then is mountainous. But look, rivers, 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 rivers. I'm starting to think that Haiti, right, or Hispaniola was a different place, geographically different place, right? It it probably made sense to have those star forts around, right? It was a different place. It functioned differently. Um, I would imagine. And here's the thing: I know that they have these star forts in Cuba as well. This is Cuba, Isola, Cuba. It's always been Cuba, apparently, right? I would imagine that Cuba was the same. But here's Haiti, has that little island right here, Gonaive, right here. It's got that little part, but it doesn't have this protrusion right here. It's as if it lost water and that landmass came up. It doesn't have it right here. It doesn't have it right here. Now, I'm not saying that it didn't exist, that this protrusion didn't exist, but this is a missing portion right here. And one of the things that Monty's map I feel succeeds in is how how detail oriented this map is. And then we're going to go back to Google Earth. It's a totally different landmass. That thing is missing right here. Gonaive's still here. Gonaive Island is still here. That's still there. This protrusion is not there. This is like cut off. Right? And then them spots right here. The forts that I mentioned. And if you need me to, I'll go back, but we don't have to for the most part because I spent so much time on it. But there they are right there. There this is right here. And then it's not even there over here. It's not even there. This is strange as hell. Strange as hell. Strange as hell. But to me, the island might have changed a little bit, right? But it hadn't moved. It didn't go nowhere. It didn't move. Because look, Cuba's still here. Haiti and DR is still here. Your tropic. And then everything else. Your equator is still here. As far as this thing being flat, it's flat. Now, here's the thing. I looked on I'll show you guys here in a second. I'll share it with you guys here in 1 second. Give me 1 second, please. Because I want y'all to see for yourselves that I ain't bullshitting. Right? I got to see for myself that this place really ain't moving. Like it's not even moving a hair. Like I was thinking maybe there's a slight shift in the pole. There might be. I don't know. No, it hadn't moved not one bit. Or if it is, it probably happens suddenly, right? It might go after like an hour, maybe after 10 minutes or something. But yeah, it don't happen the way we think it do at all. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Just bear with me, please. You guys have bared with me this long. Bear with me, please. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do that real fast because I want y'all to see it. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I should have known that I was going to share this with y'all. My bad. Damn. My ass be coming terribly prepared, man. I be so not prepared sometimes, man. My bad, y'all. I would sing for you, man, but I don't want to mess your ears up or nothing like that. I'm saying, hold on. Zip, zippity, zip, 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 zoop, zoop, zoop. Oh, Lord, have mercy. No. No, there we go. Hold on. It's coming y'all's way, man. Wait, give me 1 second, man. Bear with me. There we go. Oh, my God. Just put that freaking thing in there already, goddammit. Shit. This is the thing that just be pissing me off about this damn thing sometimes, man. I clicked on that motherfucker already. Damn. Why would you just... Okay, good. There we go. Okay. I'm going to share this with y'all. 1 second. See? I wish there was a way that this could move a little faster, but that's my fault, man. That's my fault. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on this real quick. We're gonna share. We're gonna show me, and then we get out of that. Give me 1 second, y'all. Mm, 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 do, 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 ba, do, 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 do. Oh, in the meantime, if you don't know, now you know. Please, right there is a link to the hours phase 2. We're almost done, 2 grand away. Phase 2. Please donate to the hours either on PayPal or Cash App. There are your links right there. We're almost there, almost done with phase 2. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. Okay. There it is. All right. Okay. Boom. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. Just freaking thank you. Okay. Let me share this with you guys so you could see it. I don't know why I didn't just freaking type it in, but whatever. Whatever. Okay. Let me share. Okay. Take a look at this. I want y'all to take a look at that. Okay. I asked AI, and in case y'all can't see it, I was like, yo, how much does the North Magnetic Pole drift, right? Oh, my bad. Okay, a year for the last 400 years. That's the drift of the North Magnetic Pole. All right. Now I'm yelling about it and I sound crazy because it's crazy. You might have heard from some place, you're not stupid. It's stupid. And this is what they're talking about. And this is what he's talking about right here. North Magnetic Pole typically drifted slowly, about 6.2 miles per year for the last 400 years. However, rate has accelerated dramatically to about 35 to 55 kilometers as the pole races from northern Canada towards Siberia. You can track the pole's real-time position and official mathematical dog. From 1590 to 1990, the pole wandered slowly, roughly around this per year. Listen, it's not some shit that I'm making up or we're coming up with as flat earthers. We're just making stuff up. You just ask the question yourself. You're going to get these answers. This is from AI. So that's over 2,400 miles. So they're saying that's slow, 6.2 miles per year. Per year. And my dumb ass said like a few inches to a foot. I forgot. I was like, I know it's something crazy. I was like, but let me downplay it. I don't want to over exaggerate. So let me super under exaggerate. I said a few inches to a foot. I fucked up. I was wrong though, right? But I remember getting this data online. But I didn't. But here's the thing is I asked a question, right? I queried it. This is the answer that it gave us. And that's what it's saying. That's what it's saying. Recent years, but it's sped up though. North Magnetic Pole shifts 22 miles now per year, is what they're saying. So, my question is this then, right? Kind of going off the topic of what we were discussing as far as what we saw with the star forts and everything. If it's shifting that much, why are those maps remaining the same? Why are they rough? Why are they remaining the same? Why are we still using that as the North Pole? Why are the bounds of the sun the same as they were back then? They haven't changed. But the pole has magnetically shifted. Shifted. for 400 years. That would be, and they said, I don't know, let's make it consistent. Let's say for the last few years it didn't speed up. Let's say it didn't, but it remained consistent for 400 years. Just use 400 years as a roundabout number. So from 1590 to 1990, and let's assume we're living in 19, well, let's just say that we're living in 1990 right now, right? So that's 2400 miles, right? If I'm doing my math right, that's 2400 miles, right? Something like that. Is that right? 2400 miles. Where is it shifting? Where is it shifting? Because I didn't see no shift. I didn't see nothing change. Did anybody see a shift between Urbano Monte's map? Did anybody see any deviation, any change? If you saw a change anywhere other than what the land masses gave us, please somebody say something. But I hadn't seen any change. To me, the more important thing is not, geographically where anything is moved, because nothing has moved. Nothing is gone anywhere. Nothing's gone anywhere. But rather the land masses, how they have, it looks like they've shifted some, they've changed some. And again, what I notice, what I tend to notice are things like um the the star bastion, the bastion forts. Those things tend to be around water all the time. Notre Dame, Governor's Island, so on and so forth. They tend to be around water. I think Austria is the Danube. Is it the Danube or is it the Rhine that's around? No, I know the Rhine goes through Germany. Um, it might be the Danube. It might be the Danube River that is around. I'll look. I forget, but much of Austria is around that big body of water. And so you have, and in countries like Cuba, Puerto Rico, I would imagine the DR has its, and instead of fort in the DR, they call it fuerta, right? Fuerta. So it's got the Spanish name instead of the French or the Americanized version of fort. Um, yeah, these things are in and around bodies of water usually, but in Haiti it's not. So it makes me think that Haiti has fuerte. Thank you, Sensei. I see. I always got somebody there to watch my back and correct me. Thank you, fuerte. Thank you. So it makes me think that Haiti has changed, or the island of Hispaniola, whatever you want to call it. It has changed big time. It is not the same island that was from 400 years ago. Obviously, the inhabitants are no more, right? They've changed. Um, Totally different place. Let me go to the Foundry real quick, see what you guys have to say. True Earth Whisperer, what you got going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Welcome to True Earth Whisperer. Shout out to you, and check out True Earth Whisperer. Please subscribe to him. He's got an amazing book out. True Earth Whisperer. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here. Shout out to you. Rocker Marco. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Yeah, yeah. Always a pleasure. So, on a mouse. So, Level Playing Productions, I need to see. I made a graph using AI to put how I view the flat earth and how the horizons work into a visual. That I would love to see. I got to see how you put this thing together. A lot of you guys are leveraging the power of AI to make these things happen. How you do it, I don't know. But if you could show us, I think that would be amazing, because you're making a lot of things happen with the tools that many of us are afraid to use. I'm not afraid to use AI, but with how I know AI tends to be, if you think that the earth is flat, or if you know that the earth is flat, they kind of, they make things a little bit interesting. Andy Match, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you, Andy Match. Welcome, welcome. Right. The more I see, the more I learn, the more land is put before me, and the more I realize I don't know. It's kind of like that balance that you get when you're at work. The better you are at your job, the more responsibility they drop on your shoulders, and you're never going to stop working. You're just going to keep working, keep giving new positions, but for some reason they don't equal what it is, your responsibilities, with how much you get. You ever notice that? Anyway, whatever. Whatever. It is what it is. Is what it is. Yeah. So yeah, I find that totally interesting. Oh, totally interesting. And if you guys already saw, I think it was 19.2, right? By 71.15, I think it is. Something like that. You guys already took the screenshot of that place in Haiti, right? Look for Fort Décidé, Fort Innocent, Fort Timadam, Fort Doko. I think Fort Doko is the easiest one to find. You just put Fort and Doko, it'll send you there in Haiti. Fort Doko is like the center point between the forts to the north and the forts to the south. So use that, I guess, Fort Doko as your point of reference to finding the other forts in Haiti. And here's the thing again, they're totally dry. There is zero water around there. Now, I think there are forts here in and around where I live in Virginia that are star forts. I think. Don't quote me on that. I think there are. I think you have one in Baltimore. I think you have a star fort in Baltimore. I forget which. I'm gonna have to look that up. I think you have one there, but then again, Baltimore has Baltimore Harbor. I think you have, and I'm saying a bunch of I thinks because it's like I could see it in my mind's eye, but I can't really put my finger on it. I think you have fuck, I think it's Fort Monroe, if I'm not mistaken, in Virginia. I could be mistaken. I'm just going off the top of my great man, and I might be wrong. Watch D Man come in here and be like, Vlad, Fort Monroe's actually in Idaho. That's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to D Man. You know, D Man be doing that, man. D Man be looking it up for us and stuff. But no, there's a fort here in Virginia that is inland that has no water around it. At least none that I've seen. But it's a star fort. And again, man, they're all over the place. Now, we just found like 4 or 5 of them in Haiti that are there, but they're like they're raised. They're at a higher elevation. They're not around any water. None. Zero. Zero. And here's the thing is Haiti's got like waterfalls, it's got estuaries, it's got little not it's got little rivulets, I guess you could say. So Haiti's got a lot of water. But then again, Haiti's got a lot of mountains. And so from what I'm seeing, it looks as if a lot of those star bastions are w- within mountains, right? Within mountains, within valleys, and everything else. It just looks strange, but there is no water. There is zero water around it. So I'm wondering if between uh 1550 and now something happened. And I'm asking that question because the world looked totally different. The world looks like it looked absolutely different. Um, 1587, Monty comes out with the map. And in the map, I'm going to show you real fast. Boom. This is one that I love to go to. This is what I love to look at, right? I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, yeah, you can see it. But here, I love to come here. I love coming here and looking at this. Strait of Magellan, it's a thing, right? But they're telling us that um, Sir Francis Drake did his circumnavigation around the world. It took him like almost 25 years or something like that to do it. He went around the world, but he came up with Drake's Passage 6 years prior to Monty coming out, putting his map together. 6 years prior, Sir Francis Drake came and sailed through what they call Drake's Passage, which this is not Drake's Passage. This is not even close to Drake's Passage because Magellan, the Strait of Magellan is still a thing. The Strait of Magellan still exists, right? But now, if you look at the Strait of Magellan, it goes through a series of archipelago, is what it looks like. I'll show y'all here in a second. Matter of fact, I can show you right now. Fuck a second. This is Drake's Passage. This is Drake's Passage. And they're saying it was discovered 1581 by Francis Drake. And then they're saying that there is a Dutch explorer, I think it's a Dutch explorer, if I'm not mistaken, named Strauss, something like that. Strauss, something like that, in like the 1600s, that actually fully documented Drake's and fully sailed, right, successfully Drake's Passage. Because apparently, as a sailor, if you went through here, you were up Shit's Creek, right? You were going to deal with a lot of strife because this right here killed a lot of people, is what they said. But according to the old maps, this is what was real. Let's see. Um, Strait of Magellan. Strait of Magellan goes through here. It goes through these islands. It goes, and this is Chile. If you don't know, this long ass strip along here is Chile. Down here is Chile. This part is Argentina. So it goes through Chile. Goes through all this stuff. And it's obviously, if you're a sailor and you don't want to get your boat all jacked up, you want to go through this right here. You want to go through this. I know it seems a little harder to go through there, but whatever, man. You're not your chances of survival are significantly greater as opposed to going through this funnel. This looks dangerous. This looks like it, whatever the winds and the water is doing, it's doing it perfectly through here, right? But I don't know. I've never been to this part of the world. So I can't say whether yay or nay. I've never sailed through here myself. I've never been through Jake's. I know I'm a sailor and I've sailed many a seas, right? But I've never been through here in my life. So I'm going based off of what the map has given us. And I'm going based off of what the old maps give us. But as a sailor, I can't say yay or nay, truly, because I've never been through there myself. Let's get back where we at. There we go. Okay. Nope. Nope. There we go. My bad. Yeah. So that's that. That's Drake's Passage and everything else. That's that. Now, if you look at again, if you look at Monty's map, um, if we place everything and we go based off of what the parallels are giving us, right? The parallels, for example, an example of your parallel would be your Tropic of Capricorn, equator, and Cancer, right? Tropic. Those are parallels. And if we go by the parallels, your Drake's Passage, um, your Strait of Magellan is where the Strait of Magellan still is. Uh, your I think it's at St. George. No, it's Georgia, right? No, it's your not Aleutians. What's that island that they were fighting over? That's to the southeast of the Falklands. Yes, the Falkland. The Falkland Islands is still there. It's still right there, right? Um, Monty's map, Falkland Islands, the current Falkland Islands, it's still there. Same place. This map hasn't changed. North Pole hasn't moved. North Pole hasn't moved at all. So I got this new book. It's called The World According to Urbano Monty, right? Written by Dr. Eric Gray. Let me read for you what he says in the beginning. One of the things that I'm just like, whatever, dude. Right. So, rediscovery, and it says here on this is like in the preface, right? Yeah. Why Monty's map matters today. So this is in the preface. I'm going to read for you the second paragraph under the Rediscovery and Digital Restoration Project. The Rediscovery and Digital Restoration Project. Uh, Second paragraph. The pivotal moment in the map's modern life came in 2017 when the David Rumsey Map Collection, in collaboration with Stanford University and the Biblioteca Ambrosiana. If you don't know, Biblioteca Ambrosiana is the bibliothèque in Milan, where you can find much of Urbano Monti's volumes and volumes of books that he wrote, kind of like to correspond with the Urbano Monti map as well. Released a fully digitized version of Monty's manuscript. For the first time, all 60 manuscript sheets could be viewed in high res. That's the link that we could go to here, right? Can be linked in high res. Where am I? All 60 manuscript sheets could be viewed in high res, freely accessible to scholars and the public, like Rumsey in 2017. The collection's digital team undertook the extraordinary task of digitally stitching the pages into a seamless, rotatable globe. Why would you need to do that? Let me read that part again. The collection, it's almost as if he takes this on as a badge of honor. The collection's digital team undertook the extraordinary task of digitally stitching the pages into a seamless, rotatable globe. An interpretation of how Monty himself may have envisioned the map being used. Huh? Unlike flat projections that distort polar regions or exaggerate continents, the reconstructed Monty globe preserved the original map's radial symmetry, south-oriented orientation, and circular completeness. And then it finishes off with, it was, in effect, the first time Monty's vision had been realized at the scale and fluidity he imagined. He imagined, listen, this is a doctor. I didn't look into his credentials. I didn't look to see if he got his I don't know. I don't care where he got his degree, not right now, right? I'm just going based off of what this man got published. Monty, and I think I've said in the past because I misinterpreted what Monty wrote, but there is a huge blurb where Dr. Deception, that's a good one, where Monty says something along the lines, and I'm going to go into that translation here, maybe not today, but here soon. But he says that this place functions, the map, everything is based off of the North Pole. The map is based off of the North Pole. What's in the North Pole? Everything goes and revolves around the North Pole. Not that it's a globe and we need to look at it as a globe and Monty envisioned it as a globe. No, no. Trust me. Not even trust me. Let's think logically, right? Apparently they had globes in 1492. Why then wouldn't Monty create a globe in that's 100 years later roughly? Why not just make a motherfucking globe? Because in 1492, didn't Columbus sail the world round, they said, and then he realized it was round, and so he had his first globe? Why wouldn't Monty then make a fucking globe? Why not? Everybody else is making them. You're 100 years in the present at this point, right? Damn near. 1587. Why make a 10-foot by 10-foot map if globes do just fine? That doesn't make any sense. So now you have this dude right here speaking for Monty. This is what he would have imagined. And I'm like, dude, wait a minute. Slow down. How do you know he would have imagined that? It says right there on the map what he said this place is based off of, what he drew his map, what he created his map based off of, how the bodies in the sky, the celestial bodies in the sky, the sun, the moon, everything else, what they move around. He says it. He says it in his map. So even right off the rip, I'm like, you're telling us that, and I'll read, and I even highlighted it. You know what I'm saying? I'll read that part again. The collections digital team, blah blah blah. Yeah, undertook the extraordinary task of digitally stitching the pages into it. So they took a perfectly good map and they turned it into a they just they force it into a globe. It's like you got a size 11 foot and you're forcing it into a size 8 shoe just so you could save some money. Just so you can save some money, and then you wonder why you got bunions and you got corns. I don't know how the fuck you're gonna force your foot into a size 8 shoe if you're wearing a size 11. Like, God help you. If you need to save money, like maybe I don't know, just I don't know, like either walk around barefoot or get a different job. I don't know what to tell you, but that's what it sounds like to me. They're shoehorning bullshit to fit a narrative. All right, I'm going to stop asking why. I already read to y'all what I read to y'all, but again, here's the book. I figured I'd get it so I could entertain myself and see what the hell the deal is based off of somebody, a learned, a scholarly person, Dr. Eric Gray, right? And see what his take on was of the whole thing. Now, originally I was going to say that this is not his view, but the way it reads, I have no choice but to go down with the ship by saying, this is what you think, you really think, because this is just the preface, right? I like to say the preface. This is just the preface in the beginning of the book, right? And he affirms it was in effect the first time Monty's vision had been realized. He would have just made he would have just made a globe. He would have just made a globe. He would have just made a globe. He's in a part of the world where they're making globes anyway at that time, right? It's a toss up between whether Christopher Columbus was Spanish working for the Queen of Spain, whether he was Italian working for the Queen of Spain. It's a toss up. But in and around that part of the world, they were making globes. So don't you think after 100 years, 1492, 1587, all right, minus 5 years, right? After 95 years, they would have just made a globe. And then it would have been called Urbano Monti's globe, right? It wouldn't have been called Urbano Monti's map. It would have been called Urbano Monti's globe. But he didn't make a globe. He made a map. Or he would have said, this is based off of the globe. Because the world is a globe and we know it's a globe. Take this map and make it such. He doesn't do that though. Notice how he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that at all. It doesn't make any sense. Not only does he not do that, but this places North Pole, which is stationary. And we say the North Pole is stationary. Polaris doesn't move at all. And everything bases its movement off of Polaris. Polaris is that central axis, kind of like on a record player. Y'all know that stick that be coming out the center of the record player, and everything moves around that stick, and that stick don't move at all. That stick is Polaris. Those other things around it is moving just like on a record player. So you could get, if you have a record that you want to burn, let's say you had a record that you just didn't want to listen to. I don't know. You have a Name a band, pick a band, a band. Paula Abdul, there we go. You have a Paula Abdul record. You put your 45 of Paula Abdul on the record player, and I know they have Paula Abdul because I have a Paula Abdul record. Don't hate me, but I got one. You put that on the thing, you drop that thing on the record player, and all you gotta do Sprinkle a couple of things of either powdered sugar or baby powder. Shouldn't be using baby powder because that shit apparently causes cancer anyway. What doesn't these days? But sprinkle just a little bit, and what it's going to look like, it's going to look like the night sky. You could do this yourself. You could do this yourself. Just do that, right? Sprinkle a little bit, not much. Put that record on. Let that thing just run. You don't even have to bring the arm of the record player to put the music on, none of that. Just let the record turn. Let it turn and just look at it. That's how the stars move. But what's not moving? What's not turning? That one star in the middle. It's the stick. That's Polaris. Monty's map functions off of where Polaris is and everything else in respect to Polaris. He even says such things. He doesn't say anything about, all right, when you have a chance, take this thing, flex it around a ball. No, he doesn't have to, because everything is laid out right in front of you. The world functions the way it's supposed to function. That's it. Now you got this dude. This book came out in 2025, I think. Yeah. Yep, sure did. Came out in 2025. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just kidding. Came out in 2026. I guess he put his notes and everything together in 2026, and then it finally got published in 2025, and then it finally got published in 2026. Excuse me. There it is. So you can find it in the back. I don't know if you guys could see that. There it is. Right? 18 March, so right around spring of this year, this book came out. And already we have people, and so what that shows me is because flat earthers use this as a strong reference point to better understanding this world that was and this world that we thought we understood, we were starting to come to know, right? We use Monty's map as a reference tool. This guy, Dr. Eric Gray, is doing his best to cut us off at the pass by saying what he's saying. And so, saying everything I've said, everything that I've displayed for up to this point today, keep an eye on this book. Keep an eye on people like this that are going to be talking about Urbano Monty. Because though I'm talking about this book today, there will be others that are going to reference this book because we're going to listen. The reason I know it's going to happen because it always happens. That's the only reason I'm saying it's going to happen. We're going to reference, people are going to reference Monty's map, right? And then as we reference Monty's map, people are going to take this book and say, well, it says right here, Monty envisioned the earth as a globe. Y'all know how these motherfuckers get down. You know how they operate. Is that Pebs? Hey, Pebs, good to see you, sis. Roll out the red carpet, y'all. Pebs is here. Good to see our sister Pebbles is here. Welcome, sis. Welcome, welcome. You know who I didn't see? I didn't see Maria Walker. FE Nation, what's happening, fam? Good to see you. Good to see you. FE Nation is here, y'all. Corvette HTC, good to see you. Good to see you. The Hand History Vault, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Sarah Garcia, how you doing, sis? I don't know who that is, but said to shout her out, so I'm doing that right now. Sarah Garcia. Good to see you. Good to see you. Damn, Rocker Marco. All right, you're fixing your mom's TV. We'll kind of skew off the topic real quick. So, Marco, if you're fixing your mom's TV, is that a tube TV or is it like a Vizio or a Samsung, like the new flat panel, damn 4K TVs? What kind of TV we talking? Is it like a smart TV or is it the old Zenith? Remember that? Them old school TVs. If it's that, man, more power to you. Them tube TVs, they could be kind of dangerous, man. Watch out for the capacitor in the back. That thing will rock your world, man, if you ain't careful with it. You got to discharge that capacitor in the back first. Make sure you ground that. If hopefully it's not that kind of TV. I hope not. Those are the big wooden TVs. hmm I remember them big wooden TVs, huh? She pressed the wrong button on the cable. Okay. Your mom's still using cable though. All right, man. Shout out to your moms, man. Okay. She's like, I need my cable. Like cable. All right. Hey, shout out to your moms. Still watching cable. Okay. In New York, we had this thing called Cablevision. That was like the local cable company in Long Island. And Cablevision, like they kept you from all the channels except like it was, man, by the time I joined the Navy, man, my parents decided to get cable. And I was like, God dang, man. So I didn't really grow up with cable. But yeah, I came home from leave after a few months. Then I was like, my parents were like, "You want to watch TV?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." No, I was like, "They got cable? Damn, man, y'all moved up in the world." No, it's just that I was not at the house eating and bothering them and, freaking leeching off my parents like a parasite. I was no longer there. So Cablevision, man. J.R. Hartley, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see J.R. Hartley's in here too. Good to see you. Welcome, sir. But yeah, man, they, Cablevision and stuff. And I was like, damn. Yeah. So they had all these channels, but then, I'd go to check out HBO. They didn't have HBO. I was like, I thought y'all had cable. They was like, yeah, HBO's expensive. I was like, damn, they give you cable. So you got shit that you ain't gonna watch, that I know good and damn well you ain't gonna watch. Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon. They ain't gonna watch that shit. My parents ain't watching that shit. You know what I'm saying? Wild World of Shorts. Damn TNT, when they had F Troop, Gilligan's Island, the Munsters and all that stuff. My parents ain't watching that shit. They want to watch movies. You know what I'm saying? The telenovelas on Univision. Santero said he missed the telenovelas on Univision and Telemundo. I think, and one of them channels had Sábado Gigante, Big Saturday. They had the ladies. I talk about this on this channel all the time. They had those beautiful Hispanic women coming out, beautiful as hell. They had the feathers and stuff like that. It looked like there was Showtime at the Apollo, and then they came out dressed up, and I was like, damn. I used to love. I didn't know what the hell they were saying, but I used to watch that shit all the time. But yeah, but we didn't have Univision or Telemundo on there, but we had it on the tube TV, on the regular channels, the UHF, ultra high frequency channels. The regular basic channels was like Channel 5, Fox, CBS, NBC, ABC. Uh, we had a local channel called WWOR Channel 9. The Mets used to play on there for free. The Yankees were on WPIX, Channel 11, right? 33 reasons to get rid of your cable. Yeah. Yeah, I got rid of my cable. I didn't have, when I started living out in town, I was an E4, so I was a young sailor. I had a TV. I had a tube TV, big heavy ass thing, man. It was like a RCA, and I didn't have any cable. I just hooked my PlayStation 2 up to it, and yeah, I hooked my PlayStation 2 up to it, and yeah, I just watched DVDs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Bluetooth. You know, watch DVDs. I also had a VCR, right? Which it's crazy because I got my VCR here with me. I got it here. I still have my VCR, but all my tapes are at home. All my tapes are at my parents' house. I sent them all in a sea bag along with all my magazines. I shipped them to New York. So somewhere in my parents' attic are my dang tapes. and my VHSs and my magazines from overseas. Crazy. Yep. But I got my VCR here actually. It's wild. It's retro, but it's wild. Um, yeah, man. So yeah, all that cable and stuff. Like, yeah, I was like, yeah. I pulled away from that rather quick. I was like, ain't no point, man. I got DVDs, and I ain't watching TV like that anyway. You know. Now I have a TV in my house. I've got a PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and a PlayStation 5 hooked up to that thing. And I don't watch it. Like I trust me. Do I want to play video games? Yes. Do I want to watch TV? Yeah. Oh. Warrior's like Warrior coming out and playing. What's good, man? Warrior already know. He's like Playboy bags. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's funny because my C bag actually has a lock, a padlock on it. So, huh? Yeah, they're magazines. Let's put it like that. Yeah. Yep. So, yeah. Uh, what was I saying? Yeah. So I have a TV, right? I got a huge TV in my living room, and I don't watch it. Like I don't use it. I don't watch it. I don't watch TV. I don't do none of that. Like like I walk past it with a freaking set of tools in my hand, and I want to watch TV. Sometimes I'll put it on so I could play music, and other times I'll just put it on just so I could keep the uh the 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 software updated on my PlayStations. Right, I'll put my PlayStation 3. There are no servers, I don't think, left on the PlayStation 3. My PlayStation 4, yes, and my PlayStation 5, yes. So I'll fire those up. I'll let them run. I'll get the latest software for them, and yeah, I'll play some music on them and let the music play throughout the house. Other than that, I'm not watching TV. I'm not watching TV. You do have on Netflix. You have shows that I'm interested in that I actually like. There are a few. There's The Blood of Zeus. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's actually a really good. Okay. So these women won't like them because women don't like animated shows. Guys like animated shit. You know what I'm saying? Most guys like animated stuff. Women are not interested in animated stuff. Anytime I would put some animated stuff on, my ex-wife would look and she'd start rolling her eyes. And women do not like, and anytime they seen cartoons, they get pissed. Women like get an adverse reaction to cartoons. Women think they're so cool, but they don't like cartoons. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Women don't like cartoons, man. They just don't. Ugh. SpongeBob, are you serious? Like, yeah, man, SpongeBob is funny, man. You don't think it's funny? No, okay. But um, like Castlevania, daughters don't like watching shit like that. Um, Castlevania is a good cartoon. Obviously, it's a cartoon that I talk about a lot on this channel. I love Castlevania. I love the series. It's on Netflix. The Blood of Zeus. So, Santero, you've seen it. If you like Greek mythology and things of that nature, I would recommend The Blood of Zeus. It is a good cartoon. It's just good. That's it. And okay, it's a good show. That's animated. That's all. So, if you're into Greek mythology and you like to see it in an animated way, check out The Blood of Zeus. It's actually really good. That's it. That's it. Right? But if you tell that to a woman, she'd be like, wait, is this? You don't even, it could be All My Children, but an animated version, women would see it. They'd be like, I don't want to watch it. It's a cartoon. They're like, it's All My Children. It's not Woody Woodpecker. What's wrong with you? But hey, women just do anything that has to, okay, I don't want to generalize, but women hate animation. They hate it. They hate it. I'm not talking about your nerdy women that love anime and manga and stuff like that. I'm talking about your run of the mill old regular old woman, plain old woman, right? 18 and above. One could argue and say 16 and above, or maybe even 15. Girls and women are like, anytime they see cartoons, oh my God, what are you, like 8 years old? It's like, no, man, I just like cartoons. Damn. Yeah, heavy metal was a good one. That pioneered a lot of different animation styles. I like heavy metal. I like animation drawers too. Santero does do a lot of drawing animation style. I did notice your Dragon Balls was really good. Um, there are a lot of people that do um, that level of animation and stuff. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Frank Frazetta. Frank Frazetta did. It's not animation, but he made a lot of that heavy metal esque type drawing. He does a lot of Vikings, a lot of dragons, a lot of those old Nordic looking things, and he drew a lot of that. Frank Frazetta, I highly recommend if you like drawing artwork and stuff. Also check out Frank Frazetta. A lot of you might know who I'm talking about, right? Frank Frazetta, that dude was, I don't even know if he's still with us, but master artist, amazing artist. He would draw some of the most epic looking things in the world. Frank Frazetta, check him out. Yep. Mm. I really appreciate people that could do animation like that. Yeah, Frazetta is at the top. Okay. So Santero doesn't surprise me that you know. And yeah, Warrior doesn't surprise me that you guys know who Frank Frazetta is. Yeah. So you've done some of his drawings. So yeah, you know exactly who I'm talking about. This dude is he's like the he's the standard when it comes to like drawing and stuff. So check him out if you never heard of him. They've got a lot of his stuff. I don't know who Mobius is, but I'll check him out. Mobius. I'll check him out. But I know Frank Frazetta. I got a book of his at my parents' house. And yeah, man, I love his stuff. I've always liked his stuff as a kid. Um, yeah, anyway, uh, I guess that's all I got for today. I could sit here talking, flapping my gums all day, man, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let y'all have it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let y'all have it for today. Uh, but before I go, I'm going to go ahead. I'll go ahead, y'all, and I'm going to drop this in y'all's lap. Please donate to the hours, Old World Ruins and Structures. Donate to the hours. 2 grand away, baby. We are $2,000 away. We are close. We are close. Very close. Phase two's almost done. Let's get it done. Let's get this thing working up and running. Phase two's almost done. Let's get it done, y'all. Come on. Come on. Donate to the hours. It's almost there. Again, if you hadn't seen the logo, this is what we're looking at right here. Take a look. That is it. The hours in all its glory. That is it. That is it. That is it. So please, please, please donate if you would. Please make this thing a reality faster or sooner rather than later. And everybody will have the hours in their hands. Anyway, fam, let me get this thing off, 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 off. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let you guys have the rest of your Sunday. I know Vika should be coming on here shortly. Vika's doing his show. I might jump in, say what's up, and everything else. But check out Vika. He's been doing some crazy stuff with the Artemis 2 and the guys that claim that they're making their documentary on the guys that went to Antarctica and everything else. So check out Vika, check out those guys, see what they got going on and all that Antarctica stuff. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. And I think later on tonight, Eddie Banjo is going to be going on. So y'all know how the guys get down, and you know Eddie Banjo is going to be like saying his stuff about those guys said that they went to Antarctica, but it was all lies, guys. They don't know how to praise the Lord, so you know that they're probably lying to you. So Eddie Banjo, you know, he's going to be up at Japanese time, so um not up anytime soon. So typically Eddie goes on later on in the day if you're in the States. Anyway, tune into those guys. Make sure you enjoy it. Everybody that's there and everybody that's here, you know what it is. But Yeah, man, I'm gonna let y'all have it. Enjoy the rest. Enjoy the rest and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Giselle Pelletier. Welcome, madame. Welcome. Good to see you. Yes, as usual. Good to see you. And shout out to the Foundry. Thanks for joining today. I'm going to let y'all have y'all Sunday, man. I'm going to let y'all have it. Much appreciated, man. Much appreciated, y'all. Flat Earth Recon. Good to see you, man. Good to see. Good to see you. Good to see you. Our brother Sam. Hopefully everything is good on your end and you're safe. That's good to see that you and the family is safe. Good to see you. We solid over here. Yeah, I'll check out WhatsApp. Yes, sir. Anyway, fam, I'll let you guys have it. And other than that, that's all we got for today. Check out the other guys today. Check out Vika. Check out Flat Earth Banjo, and the staples that we got for today. I think Saab might be on too. But either way, check them out. Good people, good channels. I'm gonna let y'all have y'all Sunday. Wish you guys nothing but the best. Health, wealth, love, joy, prosperity, most of all, wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. Guys, please be sure to donate to the OWRS Old World Ruins and Structures either on PayPal or Cash App. Links right there. Matter of fact, I'll drop it again. Links right here one more time, just in case you missed it the first. So that's all I got. I wish you nothing but the best. Again, why not twice? Health, wealth, love, joy, prosperity, most of all, wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. Be wise, be safe, and I'll let y'all have it. Peace, much love, peace, 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 y'all. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Yes, we're moving.